So if you think you're going to have money that you need to offset a loan, you might do a split loan. So you'd have half a portion variable. So sometimes people go, well, I'm likely to save up to 100,000 over the course of a fixed term. So I'll keep 100,000 variable and the 500,000 fixed. So just as an example. So there's some of the cons. So you've got to be really wary. Louise and James from the Property Education Company.
Hi, everyone.
And we were delayed today, but we're sorting our stuff and we're back because we have been frantically busy because heaps of people are buying houses at the moment, which is marvelous because they can. And lots of first home buyers are really cracking it and making offers and being accepted. So it's interesting. So today we're going to talk about fixed versus variable loans. So James, why would you fix a loan?
So what is a fixed loan essentially? So when we're talking about fixed versus variable rate, what we're talking about is the repayment that you'll be paying back and your interest on those loans. A fixed rate essentially means it's fixed. It does not change over the course of the fixed term. So that means over the course of, it can be anywhere between 1 to 5 years, you're not going to have any change in your repayment. Now, why is this useful and why do people do it? One, certainty of repayments. If people say worried about a bit of cash flow issues over the next few years and they just want to make sure they're paying the exact same thing and they know exactly what they're going to pay, it's a perfect option for them. It also can help protect people against rising interest rates. Now, I know a lot of our very, very smart clients, they went and got on fixed rates a few years ago before all the massive interest hikes. So yeah, now they're all coming off them now, but they had a great few years. They could save a bit more money. They knew exactly what their loan repayments were going to be every month, and they had security in that. Now, on the flip side of that, there is...
The flip side of that is the cons of fixed.
Oh, the cons of fixed, sorry.
So I'm going to talk to you about that. You can talk pros, I'll talk cons. So
right.
The cons of fixed are, while it's a set repayment, which can be really reassuring for people, it's not much fun if interest rates start going down, which is what has been the talk for the last little bit. So they anticipate rates are going down. So if you're in a fixed rate, you have to break the fixed rate, so the bank will collect their interest from you anyway. I'll give you an example. A long, long time ago, people, back in the 80s, when interest rates headed up to, for us, when we were paying a mortgage then at 19.25, hello. But friends of ours had fixed at 15 and they thought they were doing the right thing and really smart. But 12 months later, interest rates had gone to 19 and come back down to 11, which was all pretty tremendously painful during the time. But what it went to show, and they then were stuck in a fixed rate loan for 3 years, and they really suffered for that because you will have to pay to break a fixed rate loan. The other penalty or con for having a fixed rate loan can be most fixed rate loans won't let you have an offset account. There's a couple that will, but very few lenders will let you have an offset. So if you think you're going to have money that you need to offset a loan, you might do a split loan. So you'd have half a portion variable. So sometimes people go, well, I'm likely to save up to 100,000 over the course of a fixed term. So I'll keep 100,000 variable and the 500,000 fixed. So just as an example. So there's some of the cons. So you've got to be really wary. And we haven't written a fixed rate loan in quite a while now because we've been concerned about, they thought, well, interest rates should be coming off, not going up. While the jury is still out on that, aren't they?
What we're expecting, what we're hearing from a lot of the major lenders in the next, say, 8 to 12 months, we will see some interest rate reduction. That's what we're currently being told by all our industry lenders. How that's going to impact, what percentage we're seeing that drop, we'll see. We do know at the moment, it's not that the economy is, well, what we've been talking from the economists, not that the economy is it's more stagnating at the moment than getting harder for people. People are being selective where they're spending, but they are still spending, which is a good sign. And such the banks will eventually be able to help.
And hopefully rates will
then drop.
Well, and the other thing though about variable rates, so variable rates, pros are you can use an offset, and it is noted that in Australia at the moment our offsets The amount of people using an offset with funds in it is bigger than ever before. So there is certainly money in the system. It might not be being used for stuff, but people are very wary about keeping it handy and keeping a buffer.
So speaking of offsets, we have done a previous Monday Mortgage Live, so I highly recommend looking back on that one and seeing what we talked about offsets. Just a reminder for those people, an offset, what that actually does is the funds there offset the interest on the loan that you've got there. So instead of paying, say, the full 100,000 in the example just before, if you have 50k in the offset account, you're only paying interest on 50k of that loan. Now, on the flips, another very good pro for variable rates is there is probably some reduced fees. A lot of variable loans, they are a smaller product in some cases, so you won't be paying as many annual fees on these loans.
Well, yeah, there's a choice.
There is a choice there.
Yeah.
Okay? However, you also have the option of, you can take advantage of interest rates falling.
Yes, but sometimes those same standard variable loans, if they have an offset account, might charge you $10 a month. Some have package fees that are up to $250, $395, whatever. Just a range.
Depends on the lender.
Yeah.
Another great example of a pro for a variable account is that you can make extra repayments. Unlike a fixed rate where it's capped usually at around $10,000 extra.
Exactly right.
Yeah, around the $10,000 extra, you can actually make a lot of the times unlimited more repayments. So
And that feels good. If we ever won Tatslotto, we could pay the damn things off.
just
So-
pay it off quickly.
Yay.
That's the goal. That's always the goal. So there's also another couple of pros.
Please, I'm not recommending buying Tats tickets. I hate seeing that on people's accounts. It's but
It's
anyway.
not the best. However, on the flip side, there are many cons to having a variable account. So, interest rates rising. That's another massive one. As we saw over the last year, the interest rates hiked up and a lot of people were hurting because of that. So a lot of our clients were calling us up and saying, hey, we're hurting now, we need some help. And that was a big scare for a lot of people.
Yeah, it was too. And if you are ever in any distress over what you're repaying or how things are going, please reach out to us and we're happy to talk to you. I always have some ideas on how to help. And before you go rushing to sell, which is pretty well always, people are forced to sell, feel like they've lost, and they usually have lost way more money than they needed to, and we can always find a way around it. So please talk to me. Please talk to us. Always reach for help. And next week we are talking about, which I think is a really exciting topic, we're talking about settlement day. And settlement day, we'll save it for then, but what happens on settlement day has changed over the years vastly, and I can't wait to tell you all about it.
There's a few more nitty gritties than there used to be back in the day.
Yeah, so it's really exciting, and you've got to get it right, or else it can be a world of pain for you. So talk to us anytime. We'd love to help you.
Okay, we'll speak to you guys then. Bye.
Bye.